Hi everyone, it's Keela here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's soap making video. Today we're going to go and do one of the Patreon soap design challenges, and if you've been around for a while you'll know that means I've asked my patrons to give me an idea to incorporate into a soap. Now last year I did a challenge where I asked them to give me an in-bed, and I came up with that Sweet Serenade soap, and I enjoyed making it so much I decided to ask my patrons once again to give me an idea for a in-bed to go on the soap, and it could either be a piped one, it could be molded with soap dough, or I could use a silicone mold to create those soap dough to create the soap in bed. Now I took everyone's suggestion and I popped them into the soapy jug and I drew one out, and it came from Frederick, who asked if I could do a koala to go on the top of the soap. I got my thinking cap on and I pulled my soap dough out and I created some little koalas to go on the top of this soap, and I am so super happy with how it's come out. If you are interested to see how I actually made the little koalas, I did do a reel which I've popped over onto the Instagram channel so you can see it there. But for now we're going to go and see how I make my Aussie bush soap. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to jump into making this soap, and I've been having a bit of a think about the design, and I think I might go for a bit of a Clyde Slide, and that is because whenever I see the eucalyptus trees, they are always set against a blue sort of backdrop of the sky, providing it's a nice sunny day, and then you see lots of the sort of greens and silvers all intermingled with it, and that's what I'm going to try and achieve, is try and have a blue sky with a sort of almost looks like there's a eucalyptus popping in through the side. So I've just poured in my lye water, I'm going to give it a bit of a mix, and then I'm going to split it out for the colours. Trying to be a little bit careful today. I have had, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I've been having trouble with my nurture soap molds in that the soap sticks to the side. So I'm going to try and discount my water in this soap and see if that is going to help. Let's pull these colours off. So in this one here I have some chartreuse, which is a green. I'm going to pour about that much in there. We have my favorite elusive in this one, so a much darker green, because you do get the eucalypts in so many different colors. And then I'm going for a little bit of silver polish in this one, because I love when you see the grey gums. We've got a couple in our backyard, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the grey in there as well. I'm thinking I might just pour off a little bit more of these greens, because I do want to do a little bit of piping, so we'll save just enough to do that as well. Into my big pot here, I want to kind of make a really pale blue. So I have got a little bit of Cerulean Frost, which is a beautiful pale blue. I'm going to put a fair amount in there, even though I want it pale, because if I don't put enough in, it kind of gets this greenish tinge, and I really don't want a green sky. We're going for a bright sunny day, not a haily day. So I'm also going to just put in a little bit of titanium dioxide just to bring that lightness back to the blue. So there we go, get all this mixed in, and then we'll add in the little fragrance blend I've got, or the essential oil blend for this one. Still got just a little bit too much of a green tinge for my liking, so just adding in a little bit more. So I have got an essential oil blend here, and I kind of wanted this one to smell a bit like the Aussie bush, so I have mixed in some eucalyptus, a little bit of tea tree, there was a little bit of eucalyptus, tea tree and rosemary, and then just a couple of the sort of woodier scents that you'd get if you walk around through the Aussie bush. So just splitting that up between, and then I'm going to hand stir that in here. I'm going to start with this grey. Those essential oils should also really loosen this up, so we should get some really nice swirls through this, and it smells absolutely amazing. colours in there. Now what I'm going to do, the first way I saw the Clyde Slide done by Clyde was that he poured the colours down the one side of the pot. There's been so many variations upon doing this pour, but I'm going to go for the way that I initially saw Clyde do this one, and I'm just going to alternate with these colours. So I'm going to put the silver in next. Mind you, the dark and the light green will end up next to each other on this next pour. And I'm going to save a little bit of this green back as well, as I said, so I can do a little bit of piping on the top. Okay, so now that I've got all of the colours in there, I'm going to start by pouring it from this end and just letting the colours flow down and do its thing. Alright, so I don't think we're going to get too much of a Clyde Slide out of this one. I realised once I started pouring it what I'd done not to get the Clyde Slide. What should have happened is about half to 2/3 of this side of the soap should be this real pale blue, and then this side should have had all that green and grey sort of swirled and mingled on that side. But I think two things I've done wrong is that I had a little bit too much of that green and that silver, so it's kind of overpowered the blue, and I probably also should have had it in sort of a low down jug so that the soap could spread further. Having it in the tall narrow bucket meant that as I was pouring that other soap in, it was pushing further and further across, so a lot of that colour came out first. But I think we'll still get a really nice design on the inside, and besides which, these are the star of this soap. These cute little soap dough koalas that I have made. I have done 18 of them, one for each bar, and they all have their own little individual characters to them. They are so super cute. I've also got a few little pink flowers which I had made before Christmas, never used them. I'm going to stick these on here as well to kind of make them look a little bit like eucalyptus flowers, and then we'll pipe a few leaves on there as well. So what I'll probably end up doing is I might actually pop him in the middle. Where's he gonna go? Might sit him in the middle. In fact, they'll probably all be different so that they sit nicely on here. Might angle a couple of them as well. In fact, no, I think I want to put them all on the side and angled. I'm really indecisive today. You probably can't actually see what I'm doing. Let me angle the camera better. All right, that's a little bit better. You can see what I'm now doing. So I'm just going to sit each of my koalas on the top. I have tried so hard to make sure that they're going to sit within my cut lines this time, because I really don't want to go butchering any of these cute little koalas. So let's pop them on there, and then I'll pop maybe, I think I found out enough for 2 on each of the soaps. I think I actually do have enough to do 3, so yeah, we might pop 3 on there, and then I'll pipe some leaves in there too. So I'll get all of these on here. So I now have a leaf tip in here with the extra sort of green. It is still very runny, and that's because I wanted to be able to shape these leaves a little bit more and make them look a little bit more like eucalyptus leaves rather than normal flower sort of leaves. So there's lots of different eucalyptus leaves out there. I know most people do the little round ones as eucalyptus, and I do get some of those, or I do see some of those in our sort of bush area where we live. but I get, or we have, I should say, we have a lot more of the gum trees in our yard that have the really long green leaves on them. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is to make long flat leaves. Plus I'm probably being a little bit impatient. It's late afternoon and I'm looking forward to going home. It's about 5 o'clock now, so I'll be home just after 5:30, but that, even though I'm leaving the shop late today, it does mean that I'll miss all of the traffic. Back to school was today, and I completely underestimated how much traffic was going to be on the road this morning. So it took me about 5 minutes longer to get into work because of all this extra traffic that hasn't been there for the last 6 weeks while we've had school holidays and all the rest of it. So, and then I remembered when I was almost ready to leave, I was going to go home after I'd done my post office run and do this tomorrow, and I remembered that the afternoon traffic's also usually pretty bad as well. So if I can leave after 4:30, usually that traffic is all cleared. So I thought, well, why not just make the soap? So here is Aussie Bush. They are so super cute. You can see in the background the extra piping I've just put into some little heart molds. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. Love all the different characters that are on this soap. I gave it a quick spray with some Blizzard mica, something I've not done for quite a while, but I really do like how the mica picks up all the sort of lines and makes the soap leaves glisten. So I'm going to head off home, but we'll be back very shortly. We'll cut it open and see what it looks like on the inside. Alright, so we are back to cut into this one. I am so super happy with it. It is looking really cute on the top. Perfect sort of colours as well. Very bush colours, especially for where we are. I'm going to get this one on here. I'm pleased to say, mind you, I've just done a bit of damage on the soap on this side. Pleased to say that this came out of the mould really easily. So obviously for the Nurture soap molds, I need to drop my water content to make it easier for it to come out. Let me get this all lined up. I am hoping that I'm going to miss each and every one of these koalas. Helps if I actually line it up on here properly. There we go. I am lined up and it's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to have one koala that may have his little hand chopped just a little bit, but I think the rest of them are going to be fine. Yes, it's just that one koala. I'm going to have to put his arm back on, but that's not bad to only have caught one koala out of all of that. Luckily, because the soap dough is still quite fresh, I am going to be able to fix it up. So before I show you the cut, I'm going to fix his arm. Alright, so he has been fixed up. Let's take a look and see what we've got on the inside. I'm going to start at the end because it's going to be the easiest way to get them off. And there is the inside. Isn't he so super cute? That is almost what a Clyde Slide should look like. So we've got most of that blue on this side, and then we've got just the little bits of the green on there, but I doubt we're going to get that sort of proper slide down this end. But really pleased with how that's come up. It does look like there's a bit of blue sky with that sort of eucalyptus coming in from off the side. And that little koala, he is so adorable. This little koala, he's got a little round head. And oh, look at that. That was kind of what I was really trying to get out of this slide. That is the top with the 3 little flowers on there. So super cute. It smells really good as well. Really nice and strong, just like the Aussie Bush. Here is another one, and this is where we've started to lose that sort of Clyde Slide, but I'm still really pleased with how that's come up. Love the colours. It really does, to me, say the Aussie Bush. So we'll go down there, we'll grab one from down here as well. And then we've got some much bigger, intense swirls down there. So I'm really pleased with this one. I'll grab this one here. I tried to remember this time down this end to put the most of the time I would turn the koala around and put him that side, but I decided to put him that side just to satisfy my OCD, so when they all sit on the shelf they are all pointing the same way. I love the inside of that one. That's like you are looking up through the rainforest or through the bushland, and you can see all the sort of eucalypts and just that patch of blue sky in the middle there. But that is how he's come up, and each of these koalas, they just have their own little quirkiness, their own little look, so they really are very, very unique bars of soap, and I am super happy with this one. I hope you've enjoyed coming along watching how I created this soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up in any comments down below, and if you're interested to see when this soap does become available, come and follow me over on Instagram and I'll post some pictures there. Until the next video comes out, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you then. Bye.